nothing. What does it mean? What does it actually stand for? Well, I learned this a few weeks ago, watching this one YouTuber who I really like. I'll link him in the description below if you're interested. He used an analogy from Skyrim, which is a game I've never experienced before. Maybe some of you have. But essentially, you're saying that there's two different cults and clans that you can join. There was the peasants, who lived life with like 30%. And there was the daredevils, who either lived with 0 or 100%. The peasants could never change, because they weren't allowed to, for whatever reason. They had to live, and they had to do the same things every single day. They had to go farming or something. But they got 30% maximum rewards. 30% day after day. It was a guaranteed, stable 30%. Nothing could change that. Not a single thing could change that unless they went against the rules. Then you had the daredevil. The daredevil started at 0% and had to climb up this parkour path, try different things, have like a scary life for a lot of the peasants. But a risky life. A life full of story, a life full of entertainment, a life full of fulfillment. Because he was climbing the parkour mountain. I don't remember exactly. But essentially, the peasants and the daredevils, they were not the same. They didn't get along very well. The peasants didn't like the daredevils because they thought the only way to go, stable income, stable job, guaranteed 30% successes. Whereas the daredevils decided to risk it all in the hopes of getting 3 times the rewards of the peasants. And for a lot of the daredevils, it didn't work out. But the thing about the daredevils is, if it doesn't work out, I'm sure they could always switch to go to the peasant side. Or perhaps it was a mentality. Perhaps it was a mentality from the daredevils that the peasants didn't possess. A mentality, not just of all or nothing, but also, it doesn't matter. I'm young, I'm infinitely energetic, I can try climb up the mountain again. I can try again, I can try again. And it's all or nothing. Everything's on the line. Can I do it then? No. The only chance I have is now. The only chance a lot of us have is now. The only chance the daredevils had was now. There's no, I'll wait here for 5 years and then try. No. It was more, I have to try this now. Because this is the only entrance there is. And this analogy was a reminder to real life too. And I hate to use the word peasants, so I apologise, but this is genuinely what the video was, right? But basically you have people who go through the school system until they're 20, who work a normal job until they're 65, 70. And look, we don't knock it, because this is important. But just understand that this is a clutter of people. If there were 10 people here and there, it's probably more than likely all 10 would be here. If there was 50, 49 would be here, 1 would be here. Are you a daredevil, or are you a peasant? Respectfully again. Are you somebody who goes through the school system, decides to absorb everything you hear, and live a life full of less mystery? Or are you somebody willing to risk it all? Willing to genuinely try your best to get to the top of the mountain? Try your best to 100% the parkour course. And again, this isn't meant to be a motivational video. This is genuinely meant to be a question to yourself. Are you part of the peasant class or the daredevils? Are you someone who's willing to take a risk, to 10x that money? Or are you someone who's willing to just have a normal wage and live your entire life? And remember, there are no wrong answers. Of course there aren't. There's just bigger consequences that we don't talk about here. No wrong answers, I promise you. Whichever choice you decide to make, completely up to you. But remember the percentages I said. 30%. Let's turn that into 3,000. Versus somewhere between 0 and 100%. 10,000. Stable 3k, stable 30k, stable 300k. Or rickety 10k. Scary 100k. Impossible million. Choice is yours. Just like Neo from the Matrix. You get the blue pill, you get the red pill. And I'm assuming that's why they call them red pill influencers. Now that makes sense. Right, actually, wow. My point is, with life, we genuinely have 2 choices. Once you're here, you can get to 30%. Maybe 30% a unique, different way that these people didn't. You can go back to 30%. But you can't switch paths. this way. You can't go from Peasantville to Daredevil Land. You can't go from the average 30%, just to walk, the flatland walk, to climbing the mountain. It's one or the other. You get to choose now. You get to choose when you're 20. You get to choose when you're 25, perhaps. You will have a choice at some point in life. There's no wrong answer, but it will have an effect. Cause and effect, ladies and gentlemen, truly is all or nothing, or safety. High risk, high reward, remember it, ladies and gentlemen. Something that's happened to me, something I've done, something you can do too. So do the hard work even when you don't feel like it. Prove all of these people wrong, why don't you? Stay strong out there, and I'll see you tomorrow. I don't think I was looking at the camera, so I apologise to each and every single one of you. I was probably looking over here instead. My bad.